Hello, ladies. This is Dr. Ali Binazir, your friendly neighborhood author of The Tao of Dating, the Smart Woman's Guide to Being Absolutely Irresistible. And lately, I've been getting so many letters from you that if I were to sit down and write back responses or put them on the blog, that would take all month, if not the entire fiscal quarter. And you can't wait that long, so I'm going to answer them by this crazy newfangled medium called video. I know, very 2015. So let's get to the first letter here. It is from Kelly, and Kelly says, Dear Dr. Ali, met a guy in person, not online, who seemed really interested. We chat online every day for a week for hours at a time. He showered me with compliments. He asked me to do things together in the future, such as going hiking when winter is over. Promising. He shared personal info, and we had meaningful discussions. He said he liked me. Bonus. He won me over. I actually was not interested when we first met. Had a great first date, made plans to go hot tubbing for a second date. I knew the hot tub was a seduction tool, and it worked. We had great sex, all right? Went out a third time and spent several hours together, but then he simply stopped messaging me. I'm going through the standard female neuroticism of wondering what I did wrong, but I am fairly certain I didn't do anything wrong. I also don't think he was faking liking me, just to get into my swimsuit. Do you think this guy would still be pursuing me if I hadn't given it up so quickly? By the way, we're both over 35. Thanks for your wisdom, Kelly. And Kelly triumphantly says, that was under 200 words. Thank you so much. The 200-word limit has not been breached. However, this letter is still missing a key ingredient, which is, Kelly, what do you want? Are you just curious what this guy was thinking? Are you curious what would have happened if you'd behaved otherwise? Because that is not nearly as interesting as what it is that you are looking after. So let's just go through this letter, some things that it brings up. So first of all, this stuff is never personal. Okay, now I know this is relationships, this is dating, this is the most personal thing possible in the entire universe, right? But it's still not personal. Why? Because you don't know where this guy is coming from. You don't know, how his parents treated him when he was a kid. Maybe he was abandoned. Maybe he was the last guy to be picked in the lineup for the soccer game. Maybe girls didn't pay him any attention. Maybe he just came off a bad breakup. Who knows what happened, right? So basically, it's not really about you if he does it. Now, of course, if you were terrible in the sack, then there's an area in which we can make some improvement, right? But aside from that, generally speaking, people come with their own baggage. And if he's not contacting you again, if you guys had a great time, you had a great connection, and he's not coming after you, he's saying to you unequivocally that he's the wrong guy, okay? Which means that you've done your part, like the Bhagavad Gita said. The Bhagavad Gita said, you are entitled to your labors, but not the fruit of your labors. So you've done your part. I think you're pretty good. And the other thing is, I can't mind read a guy that I've never met, so asking me to read into what that guy must be thinking doesn't really help. But, as a rule, right, if a guy is into you, it does not matter how soon you have sex with him. In fact, the sooner you have it, the more you figure out that, hey, this guy's into me, not just trying to get me in the bed, and actually that gives you time to have even better sex as time goes on, right? So if a guy walks off, that means either he wasn't all that into you to start with, or he's got some issues that you don't even want to know about, okay? So that was a pretty good one. Let's go to the next letter. Let's see. Dr. Ali, I'm concerned that my exuberant, talkative personality, combined with my education, beyond ordinary life hobbies, weird work life, and perhaps my straightforwardness is over the top for the majority of men. I could suppress most of it and keep it hidden, but anyone spending a certain amount of time with me is going to figure it out eventually because it comes up in calls, trips you must take, conversations they overhear, the company you keep, etc. Is it more important to be exactly who you are from the start so you aren't misleading anyone, or do you hold back and hope they fall for you before they find out how nerdy and out of the ordinary your life is? I'm happy, fulfilled, and loving life, but should I suppress my life more and keep it hidden so they aren't overwhelmed? Okay, so this is doing a slightly better job of addressing what it is that she wants. Actually, let's call this person Stacy. So, and she doesn't want to overwhelm the guy, but to what end? Why do you not want to overwhelm the guy? So once again, not very clear on what she wants, and what she wants is something like a meaningful relationship, a connection. So let me tell you what you should want, okay? You want a good connection with another person who appreciates you and is not intimidated by you. Okay, so basically, here's how it works. Let's say Stacy's 6 feet tall, right? Guy comes along and he's 5'9", and he can't handle the fact that she's 6 feet tall. Well, guess what? That guy just eliminated himself. She's done her a favor by saying, hey, I'm not the right guy for you, right? Then again, there could be any number of men who are 5'9" or even 5'7", who are perfectly fine with the fact that Kelly is 6 feet tall. So when you're a smart, educated woman in this world who has a great job, makes good money, is pretty independent, okay, that's like being 6 feet tall. And there's the guy out there who's not going to be able to handle the fact that you are more educated, that you are smarter, that you are making more money than he is, that you have a cooler job, right? Basically, that you're kind of, metaphorically speaking, taller. And you know what? Those are the wrong guys for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, I know it's tough, okay, so you're so gifted and stuff, and so the pool of eligible men shrinks a little bit, okay, but the ones who are eligible are going to be amazing. The other observation I'm going to make here is that this letter is a bit kind of infused with ego. It's like, oh my God, I'm so great, this is terrible. You know what? It's not about that at all. It's about the strength of the connection. And if, in spite of all these great things about you, if all these things that you say are true, you kind of feel inadequate because you're like, oh, I don't want to overwhelm people, that's the energy that's going to come off of you. That's the energy that guys are going to feel when they're in your presence. They're going to feel that you feel inadequate, and that's actually going to drive them off. Whereas if you're fully present in the moment and concerned more than anything else than to connect with this person in front of you and find out what they're all about and to have a great time and take an opportunity to elevate them as opposed to being afraid that they might be afraid of you, which is just another way of saying being afraid, right? Then you have a much better chance of making a real connection. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Great. So let's go to the next letter here. All right. From Tina. All right, Tina. Let's see what she has to say. I am 36 years young, though I look and act 27-ish. I tend to date much younger men inadvertently. This time he's an advanced 26. There has been an electric attraction since before we met, and now that we hang out casually about once a week or so. We will talk all night sometimes until 6 a.m. We are both artists and will be working on the same projects in the very near future. We also live in the same neighborhood and have many mutual friends in a small city. Okay, so is there a point to pursuing this? Is there too much involved or at stake with the creative ventures? Should we just have fun and not take it very serious because of the age difference? Or would it be in my best interest to hold out for someone closer my age? I might want a family, but not ready for a couple of years at least. So basically, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to grow up or help these younger men grow up or what. Please help. Thank you. Whoo boy. Look, one question free. 2 questions maybe free, but 15 in a row? Come on. I'm going to have to charge for that. So now these are questions, but again, they're not really addressing what she wants. What do you want? Do you want a real relationship? Do you want a fling? Do you want to have fun? What is it about these younger guys that you find appealing? I'm not sure if I have insight to that yet through this letter. And you know, it's one thing to ask me what should I do, but you can't also ask me what you should want. So in this particular case, I would say it sounds like you guys have a lot in common, and it sounds like you get along. It sounds like you're not on a warpath to get married. So why force it with all this overlay of expectation, all these questions about what may or may not happen? How about taking it day by day and actually enjoying it and discovering this person? I've said before that the purpose of any relationship is to practice being loving. Okay, so here apparently is a prime candidate for practicing being loving. And 27, I guess guy's kind of age in reverse dog year, so he's like almost 4 years old. Yay. But that's just the way things are. So he sounds like he's a good guy and you guys enjoy each other's company. So I would say enjoy each other's company without trying to squeeze a lemon too hard and get all these other things out of it, especially if you're not that concerned about getting married. If you are concerned about getting married at age 36, it's a reasonable concern. Fertility does not last forever. If you want to have kids, you may want to start thinking about that. But if you think you've got a nice 1 to 2 year window of having fun, then by all means go out and have fun, because someday you will have kids. you will not be able to leave the house, you will be too busy, and all this freedom that you have will be taken away from you. So my advice, go for it, enjoy it, and report back and let me know how it goes. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, I think that's 10 minutes. That probably exceeds your attention span already, so I am going to sign off on this one, and please send me comments, send me your letters, more questions at Dr. Ali at Tao of Dating, Tao of Dating.com, and thanks so much for your attention. Cheers.